Welcome back to the Sports Source. This segment brought to you by Daniel Hood Roofing. If you need a new roof installed, reach out to Daniel Hood Roofing today. The most important reason to take care of your roof, well, is to take care of everything and everyone underneath it. Protect your loved ones, protect your property. Call Daniel Hood Roofing or check out danielhoodroofing.com. All right, and we're going ahead and let's look at the poll results here if we can. Let's pop these up. Right now, 74% of you say Joe Milton has done well last 2 weeks. 15% of you say, I still can't decide. Only 11% of you said, he's still bad with the thumbs down. Sterling, I'm going to start with you. Joe Milton the last couple of weeks. Actually, let me put in some numbers before you do this. Let me give you some numbers first. Milton's last 2 games against Alabama and Kentucky. 46 of 62, 499 yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks, 25 rushing attempts, 85 yards. Now you get the sacks in there that take away, or those numbers would be better. Average the last 2 games versus the average for his first 6 games. He was 23 of 31 these last 2. Before that, he had been 18 of 30. Okay, so he's a little more accurate. Passing yards has gone from 210 to about 250, so about 40 yards a game more these last 2 games. Touchdowns about the same, but he's cut out the interceptions altogether. In terms of rushing attempts, he's gone from about 3.5 to 12.5 per game. There's your difference. And yardage, that's gone from about 3 yards rushing to about 42 yards rushing per game. Sterling Hinton, here's my question for you. Has Joe Milton turned a corner now to where he's a good quarterback? Has he turned a corner to where he's good at managing this offense? He runs this offense well. Or does he still leave something to be desired? And I know where you're going, so I'll just let you go.
Then, let me go, because in the words of my wife of 40 years, Miss Jackson, what have you done for me lately? And we've been married a long time, in my mind. But look at the past couple of games. Look at what he's done. And look at what he's done yesterday. Yesterday, I thought was his best performance in the position as a whole, as a Vol. He made some throws yesterday across his body, my friend, that were crossing routes going the other way that were dimes. He went through a progression one time where he dimed the 4th receiver. And to have confidence in your own ability to do that, whoa. And that run he made wasn't just a basic run. What Joe's going to run, we're going to couple yards. No, he was nifty with that run and got that first down. I'm excited for what he's about to do in the next few games, man. Hey, forget October, forget September. Our fans remember what you do in November.
We can debate whether or not the Keaton catch was a catch. I think the people above the Kentucky state border would say, what are you talking about? I think the people down here are like, clearly, catch. He had both feet in. He was sitting down in the field. Either way, the throw couldn't have been much better. It was a big league throw. That's the one where if we wind up in a few months saying, they drafted Joe Milton where? It's going to be the throws like that get him drafted. Jimmy and Bob, has he turned a corner to where now it's like, now you got a good quarterback? Or do you say, he's managing it? Or is it still, no, it's not where it needs to be?
I'm close to saying he's turned the corner because I think the last 2 games he's played are good enough. He's played really well the last 2 games. And I'll include Alabama because he had 93 rushing yards on 12 carries if you take out the sacks. So I'm very close to that. But I also said after the Clemson game in the Orange Bowl, he turned the corner. Yeah. And he hadn't. I want to see a little bit more before I completely say he's turned the corner. But he's peeking around the corner. I'm just not quite sure he's turned it yet. I want to see a little bit more consistency.
I think you just led me as how I should have worded this. Is he good? Is he good enough? Not good enough. Bob Hodge.
Oh boy, I'm torn on this. I don't know if you all have seen the stories, but they have written stories that he can throw a football 90 yards.
What?
You know, it's out there that he can throw a football 90 yards.
I heard the announcer say that yesterday. Wow.
You know, after the last 2 games, and let's keep it on that, I want to see him run for 90 yards. Forget throwing it 90 yards. Run for 90 yards because it does make him a better quarterback. However, I'm still not at the he's turned a corner point yet. I still think he can be really good one drive. Look at that, man. Joe's got everything. And then the next minute, it's back to disjointed, herky-jerky. Maybe it looks like he was indecisive on some things. Yeah. So I almost go with Joe Milton series by series because it just seems like I haven't seen him put together a great half a great this without any hiccups in it yet. Is he better playing now than I think he was back in September? Yes, I think he has improved. But I don't want to say he's turned a corner. I don't think this week's going to help me make that decision. Let's see what he does at Missouri.
Yeah.
Because what I'm still not sure about, if Tennessee's down with 3 minutes to go, is Joe Milton the guy that brings you back?
Yeah.
And that's the level of consistency I think you got to get to.
All right. I watch him, and I feel like, okay, indecisive here. Why'd you slide there? Throw it. And I look at the numbers at the end of the game. It's like, that's a good game.
Exactly.
The numbers look better than it feels to me as I watch it, which that's on me. That's not on him, I suppose, because everybody here is telling 75% of the people saying it's good. And that's where you went. Good, not good enough. Good.
Well,
correct?
I'm saying, think of some of the intricacies he has to deal with.
No, I know all that. I know that. Yeah, it's not an
we
easy
know
position.
that, but it's not an easy position. But I'm talking about even the receivers. Think about some of the continuity that he does not have these new guys out there.
We've said that all year.
So that's part of that's maybe make it look like it's indecisive,
That's
or
true.
maybe the receiver ran a route that wasn't quite precise.
There you go. Okay.
So
Good enough.
there are things that he's protecting the ball a couple of times, giving us another chance to get down the field versus, let's see him throw it. And it's not a good throw because the receiver's not there.
Here's the way this works on the show. If I say there's no open receivers, somebody will say, there's plenty of open receivers. If I say there's no open receivers for Joe to throw, there's plenty. And if I turn around and say, well, he's not getting rid of it, that's because there's no open receivers. Say, okay. So we're all over the, whatever I say, it's the opposite. All right, when we come back.
We love you, John.
But that was good. When we come back, Tennessee starting fast, as they typically have under Heupel, but they're not finishing fast. Is that an issue? Does that tell us something about the team? We'll show you the numbers and let our VFLs break that down. Sterling will be over there, so he's not going to have to correct me. Come on back.